5 things you should never say to her. So this is for men, this is directed to men, and what to say instead. Thank you again for joining us today on Second Act TV. Happy to welcome back Joni Caldwell Lerner, motivational coach, life strategist, dating coach extraordinaire. Joni, thanks so much for being here again.
Oh, I always have so much fun here with you and your people. So thanks for inviting me.
Well, today, I think we're going to have a lot of fun. Today, a topic that I found this article. It was so freaking funny. At first, I was just I just laughed at it because I thought, you know what? This is deep. This could actually get deep because this happens all the time, and that is things like it's here, especially 5 things you should never say to her. So this is for men. This is directed to men, and what to say instead.
It's a blueprint.
So let me set this up here. So, men, you think you said something harmless, you think you said something nice. All of a sudden, the woman is just beside herself, and you really don't know what happened. What might you have said? Well, how about relax? This was so funny to me. It says it might. Here's the author, by the way, was just so funny. Like I said, we'll link to the article. But relax. It might seem logical to you to tell a woman who's freaking out to relax. And if logical meant the same thing as stupidest idea ever, you'd be correct.
Well, we're laughing because it's so true. It's so spot on. The other way of saying relax is calm down. You know, when a person's going ballistic, the worst thing you can say is a woman is going ballistic. The worst thing you can say is relax, calm down. It's negating the emotional response or the importance of whatever is happening.
Right. And the point is that if we are upset about something, if we're rambling, if we're even freaking out about something, then it's something that's important to us. Mm-hmm. And yes, the immediate response or a very common response is real. I hear it all the time, not necessarily from Paul, but from others or in the movies or somewhere. But that is the go-to response by men is to relax.
Well, because our emotionality is scaring them. You know, if they're not used to it or know how to hold the container for it, then they're like, okay, how do I just stop it? Stop this thing that's coming at me. And relax is not the way to go. She does mention a couple of things, though.
Yeah. She said what to say instead.
Yes, yes.
Is I'm just as upset as you are. Let's deal with it together.
And it can be the truth because maybe he's just as upset as she is because she's upset. But if you're in the same boat together, and you're acknowledging that she's having a problem or an issue or a reaction, and you're saying, let's talk about it. Let's just sit down for a minute. Tell me what's going on.
Tell me more.
Yes, tell me more. I don't really want to hear it, but I'm going to be here for you.
More than that would actually calm it down. Those words I'm so, the point being here is that please acknowledge that there's something is happening and that whatever it is that we're upset about, you'll validate it or yes. That's the way to get out of it, but not to say relax. Here, I love the next one too. I love you, the words I love you during a fight.
Not a good idea.
No, and what she says here, a woman hears I love you most often at that point in a fight when she desperately wants to get to the heart of the issue. And when you, the man, desperately wants to stop this nonsense.
Yes, yes. So I would feel invalidated. I mean, I love that he loves me, but that is not, it's being used as a manipulation. Yep. This will calm her down. This will shut her up. I love you. So what do you say about that? right? So you can say, I love you at the end of the conversation where you've said, tell me more about that. Wow, what do you think are some solutions? How can I be here for you?
Yeah.
Can I do anything for you? I mean, listen to what I'm saying. The person will feel seen, heard, and validated. And
Yeah.
then at the end, you can say, I love you so much.
The what she says here, yeah, it's number one, like what you said, provide an explanation. Like if she's mad at you, just provide an explanation or something, and it won't happen again. And then I love you. An argument, especially if you're arguing with something, or if you did something that you
Yeah.
need to apologize for, then yeah, I love you at the beginning is not.
Not going to do it. Yeah. But saying to her, listen, I know I messed up and here's what my thinking was. Here's what happened. I was wrong or it won't happen again. That's a good one. It won't happen again. Basically I learned from that.
Mhm.
And I acknowledged that it hurt you in some way.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The next one here, I love this too.
Uh-huh.
It's up to you.
I don't give a shit. Oh,
It's most men wouldn't, she writes here, most men wouldn't dream of looking at their wife or girlfriend and saying, you know what, I just don't care.
yeah.
They
Yeah.
would, however, say, it's up to you.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's true. It's up to you means I don't care.
Well, relationship by design or by definition is partnership. So I don't want to always be told what to do. And I don't always want to be the one saying what to do. I want to have a collaboration. I want to have a partnership. And, this happens when we're watching television and he'll give me choices. Do you want to watch this? So these are choices he wants. He'll give me three choices. And then no matter what I choose, it's something he wanted to watch, but I feel like I've got a choice in the matter. And then sometimes when it comes to food and eating, at this age, there's not a lot of like free for all eating that I can do. So no matter where I go, I've got to find something healthy and whatever. And so I don't want to spend a lot of time figuring out the restaurant. Then I just say, you figure it out.
Yeah.
You choose.
Well, it says here, and I guess that's true. She goes, men think of decision making as work without pay. And for women, it's like window shopping for life's possibilities. So when you say, I don't care, or it's up to you, then you feel abandoned in a way. But those words really, I think if either one says it, if it's a man or a woman for that matter, it's up to you without having there'll be some options that you put on the table, like would you like to do A or B? Is what she says here too, something about we can do A or B, but C doesn't sound so good. So if you haven't discussed anything, just whatever, we can do whatever. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, let's just
Mm-hmm.
get through it. It doesn't matter. It really does come off like that and can bring us down.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, here another one, number 4. You knew I was this way. I hear that a lot, actually.
You knew I was this way when you married me. This is the man talking, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You knew I was this way.
So what that does is it precludes growth.
Mm-hmm.
It says this is it. This is how it is. This is how it's always going to be. There's no growth there. There's no expansion. There's no finding a way through life together. It's like this is it.
Yeah.
Deal with it.
Yeah, she says here, well, you knew I was this way. Well, the truth is that we didn't. Or we knew deep down, but we were so busy enjoying our fantasy of you.
Or we thought we could change you. Does she say
Yeah.
that?
Well, she doesn't say, but yeah,
Oh.
but it's true. That's true. And I mean, we're both at fault on this, and we're not
Yeah.
bashing here. But these really, really are. We hear this all the time. People say this, men say this all the time, and women react this way all the time. So that's why I thought not only is this just funny to read, there's a lot of good information.
Yeah. Yeah. The other thing that occurs to me is when he says that, he's saying, so I don't have to try.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to do better. This is it. This is you knew I was this way when you married me.
Yeah.
The,
She writes here that what for him to say, and this made me laugh too. It frustrates me too, and I'm working on it.
Aw.
She said, it's a lie, but that's okay. That'll stop. That'll stop.
Yeah.
And you know what? Sometimes that's all that's necessary just to stop a ridiculous argument. Just say something that takes the dynamite out of it.
Well, and maybe even have a possibility of actually working on it. Wow, I realize I do that too.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll work on that,
Yeah.
or I'll take a look at that. You're not promising anything, but wow, I see I do that. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll take a look.
Finally, here, just nothing, saying nothing. At times, you may be afraid of saying the wrong thing. You may think, if I just keep my mouth shut, I'll be okay. Well,
Yeah.
no.
So there are some women who will make you wrong no matter what you say. So in that case, I can see where that silence would come from. But what we really want is interaction, communication, connection with another human being. And if we can learn the skills of communication, it doesn't have to be volatile, it doesn't have to be painful or annoying. It can just be an exploration.
Mm-hmm.
But if the man won't talk at all and they're just, drinking their beer and watching the TV,
Yeah.
he can say, listen, I'm in the middle of this show. I really want to have this conversation with you. It'll be done at 4 o'clock. Can it wait until then? I mean, so I think the way they put it in the article was if you don't throw a ball back to her, she doesn't have anything to,
Yeah.
there's no give and take. And
Yeah.
I've used the ball analogy before of when you're having a fight
Mm-hmm.
and you just take the ball and put it behind your back. And that doesn't mean be quiet. That means stop throwing things. I'm right. I'm right. I'm right. I'm right. I'm right. Because no one's going to win. And you can even say, guys, you can say, listen, I'm not sure quite how to respond because I want to have this conversation with you, but I'm afraid it's going to set you off even worse, or that might set her off worse too. But having some sort of communication, but I'm not quite sure how to approach it. Any thoughts? And then put it in her court. Any thoughts?
Yeah, exactly. And that's I think the point here is that is the choosing not to engage is what's
Yeah.
hurtful and that what gets misinterpreted. But the ball, I'll just quickly say, she gives the example, think of it that you're pitching in a baseball game in
Mm-hmm.
which there is no hitter, not even a catcher. So, imagine yourself head hanging, going to retrieve the ball yourself, and then once again throwing it to no one. That's how we feel when you don't talk to us. You put it in their terms. I thought that was a great example.
Well, and the other thing might be I'm not even worthy of a conversation. Like, I don't matter enough to you to actually talk about this.
Mm-hmm.
That might be going on as well.
Yeah. So again, it's a lot of some ingest here, but every one of these points, I certainly have seen. I can relate with every single one of them. I'm pretty sure most women can. I'd be, anxious to hear what our men have to say. Is anything here a revelation to you? Have you said this, and now you know why that didn't help? Would love to hear it in the comments. Joni, anything else you want to add to this great topic that we haven't already?
Well, I do want to acknowledge that sometimes it feels like, I think for a man, especially in the beginning of relationships in 20s, 30s, something like that, it's like it's so it's like there's no roadmap. There are no directions here. I don't understand. I don't what is going on in her head. There's no. So hopefully we're giving you a little bit of a roadmap, a little bit of a blueprint. And at this time and stage in life, you've got some skills anyway. But I do acknowledge that our brains work a little bit differently. And kudos to you for staying in the fray, in the fight.
Yeah, and again, it's not to say this is not that women are right in these situations.
No,
It's just
or
the
wrong. It's just
yeah, it just this happens, and this is why. And these are trigger phrases that you might want to think of getting out of your vocabulary.
you may save yourself some heartache.
Exactly. I will, of course, yeah, I'll link to this article because it's really worth the read.
Hysterical. Yeah.
Hysterical. the brighter. Joni, thank you so much again for your time. Always have so much fun with you here. We will link to all of your information to your website where people can get a hold of you directly
Mhm.
and maybe coach with you. I know you're doing that with quite a few of our viewers, and I would highly recommend Joni. She's wonderful to work with.
Oh, thank you. It's all about tools and shortcuts and, getting out there and being confident and living your best life.
Exactly. Joni, we'll see you again soon on Second Act TV.
See you then.